Welcome to the Morning Report, a production of FightBackMedia.com, the number one source of urban conservative information in America.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Report. Wow, what a week it's been, huh? We've got some good reports for you this week. I'm sure you've enjoyed them. But today, we're going to talk about China. It's sort of off the front page, but it's kind of on the second page. Trump's tariffs, because people are still they're still trying to push Trump's tariffs are going to cause inflation when the inflation rate is down to the lowest point in the past 4 years, by the way. They're saying this is why this game that they're playing, this trading with the dragon, why it's so important, and why we have to understand why America holds all the high cards in this game. All the high cards. That's why we're talking about, because today it's about trade. And again, not just any trade. We're talking about high stakes poker games between the United States and communist China. A game where, believe it or not, we actually hold a winning hand. So let's go ahead and dive into the dragon's den and see why a trade deal could happen now, but likely won't, and not at least anytime soon. All right. Here's the deal. A dude named Gordon Chang, who is a China expert and the author of The Coming Collapse of China, recently laid out why a trade agreement between the U.S. and China might happen, but not quickly. Now, Chang isn't just speculating. He's been warning about the CCP's games for years. Why the delay? Well, one word: reform. Xi wants the perks of a global trade, but without having to make the economic changes to come with it. So Xi wants to live in his fantasy world that he can be a communist country and enjoy all the benefits of free trade. So Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has floated the idea of a deal that rebalances China's economy. That means deep structural reform, shifting from a state-run industries to more a market-driven model. But Xi is opposed to that. Of course, he doesn't want that kind of reform. He wants control because he's a freaking communist. Does it sound familiar? I mean, this is like deja vu, right? Because back in 2020, we had a phase one trade deal. All China had to do, all they had to do was buy more American goods, farm products, energy, manufacturing, easy. That's all we had to do. Easy? Nah. They failed to meet the targets. Like, not kind of failed. Completely ignored their obligations. They signed a deal and said, screw it. We're not doing that. So the question is really, so why are we even considering another handshake deal with a regime that treats treaties like toilet paper? Why are we even bothering? Here's something else that Gordon Chang talked about, though. He said that the United States is actually has enormous leverage, and this is what Trump knows. This is about leverage in this situation, and everything China can do to retaliate, it's going to boomerang right back at them. For example, Trump's tariffs, a 145% wall on Chinese imports. China tried to clap back with 125% retaliation, but guess what? Their economy is already spiraling. It's been spiraling for a while. It's got deflation, unemployment, a demographic cliff, real estate collapse. It's all happening there. And while the Chinese Communist Party is flailing, the U.S. is attracting massive foreign investment. TSMC, a Taiwan semiconductor giant, is pouring $165 billion into a U.S. chip manufacturing in Arizona. That's not just a good move. It's a moon landing for tech independence. This is the manufacturing Trump has been pushing. Fewer regulations, lower taxes, investment tax credit is not just red meat for the base, it's economic power. And if we stick to that playbook, the US could win without firing a shot. Wow. We'll be right back. Well, hey, this episode of the Morning Report is brought to you by 7 Weeks Coffee. 7 Weeks Coffee. Pro-life, high quality, and bold. Just like the Morning Report. A portion of every sip goes to help a pro-life clinic across America. So now you can sip your coffee with convictions. 7weekscoffee.com. 7weekscoffee.com. And welcome back. We talked about this here on the program before. The idea is why China needs us more than we need them. Here's the cold, hard truth. China depends on the US consumer more than we depend on their cheap products. They don't have a thriving middle class that can prop up domestic demand. They need exports. And when we slap tariffs on their goods or shift manufacturing to friendly shores, they bleed. The only hope is to get President Trump or any American leader to back down. Their only hope is to try to get Trump to back down or anybody here to back down. That's it. That's the card they're playing. But Chang doesn't think that Trump will flinch. I don't either. Xi can bluff all day, but if America stays on course, if we invest in ourselves, protect our industries, and hold our trading partners accountable, China's grip on global trade breaks. It's that simple. Now, I know there's a lot of people that I know that I respect who talk about tariffs all the time, but and I understand what they're saying from a academic standpoint. I do, but I am of the mind that maybe using tariffs in the way that we have to against a power like China, we've never actually had to do. So if you think that if you're watching and you think we've done this before and it didn't work out well, please contact me. Make a comment in the comment section. If we've ever used tariffs in the way that we're using them when we're talking about China. Now, let's try to look ahead. One of the biggest shifts on our side is tech. Like when people mention manufacturing, people think, well, we're not going to be building toasters anymore. Well, no, we're not going to be building toasters anymore. It's tech, AI, and automation. They're changing the manufacturing game, making it profitable to produce in the US again, even with higher labor costs. Again, we're not paying some dude $75 an hour to turn a wrench. Those days are over. A machine will do that 24/7, 365 for a lot less money. And even if the labor costs of the people who are in the factory are higher. Think about that. With smart factories, fewer workers are needed and more precision is achieved. That means we're bringing production back. Not to the 1950s style factories like we talked about before, and like people try to make you think about, but to high-tech hubs that employ skilled American workers. So Trump's idea of combining low taxes with an investment tax credit, that's rocket fuel for this transition. So yes, the global economy is changing, but it's changing in our favor. If we keep leadership that's not afraid to play hardball, we bet. Are you tired of funding woke corporations? At Mammoth Nation, shop American-owned businesses that share your values. Get exclusive member-only deals that pay for themselves. Join the America First Marketplace at mammoth.com. Could there be a deal? Sure. But unless China makes real reforms and actually honors its commitments, it's just another broken promise waiting to happen. The media will gush about diplomacy. Wall Street will chase short-term gains. But Main Street knows better. We've seen the movie before. We want a future where American workers thrive. We can't settle for empty handshakes with hostile regimes. We need deals that work for us, not the CCP. And if that means we wait, hold firm. Let China stew in their own economic mess. So be it. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Morning Report. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Rumble, and Spreaker, and share this episode with folks who still believe in American strength, independence, and common sense. Check out fightbackmedia.com for more bold commentary and updates. My name is Willie Lawson, reminding you that truth doesn't fear investigation, and freedom doesn't come from a committee in Beijing. So stay strong, stay informed, and as always, fight back.